The dream is not to have a Lambo. The dream is to have a mother who isn't worried about hospital bills. The dream is to be able to travel around the world because there's a place you want to see before you die. The dream is to not have that depression on a Sunday night because you have work on a Monday morning. The dream is to have a car that works, and if it breaks down, you can afford to pay it. That is the dream. And to achieve this dream, you do not have to go and die in a ditch in Ukraine. You do not have to climb Mount Everest. You have to open up a laptop and type, and you still fail.
Don't sit here and say, I don't want to be a nobody, but I lack motivation. Because that's not true. If you don't want to be a nobody, you never lack motivation. You either want to be a somebody or you fucking don't. You have to decide. You can't sit here and fool yourself and fool God by lying and saying, I don't want to be a nobody and I want my last name to matter and I want to be rich and I want to live a perfect life and I want to be top G, but I struggle with motivation. Then you're a liar.
Most of you are going to end up exactly where you're heading. You have a path laid out in front of you and it's pretty clear where it ends up. You're going to be a normal guy. You're going to have a mediocre life, average, maybe above average. And that's fine, right? Because everyone has a normal life. And being normal or average is just failing so unremarkably. Just being a loser so like the other people around you that you don't see it as failure anymore.
Your only interest in this conflict should be, how do I use it to get rich? That's it. Because there is no Republican versus Democrat, Iran versus Israel. There are rich people and there are poor people. That's it. And the rich people don't give a fuck about anything because they can go to Switzerland or they can go to Thailand or they can go to fucking Seychelles and they can chill. Poor people get fucked. Rich people don't get fucked. So change teams and get rich. I promise you, once you start winning, it is so easy to keep winning. It's almost impossible to lose. You can start to win on a Monday and you can be one of life's winners by Sunday. It can happen that quickly if you're prepared to do the work.
When I say do your best, people sit and go, oh yeah, okay. No, when's the last time you actually did your best? Like, I don't train to run marathons, but I know if I gave my best, I could run a marathon right now, first try. If I gave my best, life depending on it. When's the last time people have genuinely given their best to anything? There are people going through the world and going through life today that don't give their best or 100% effort to anything ever. Ever. They can't remember the last time they tried.
People think that practice makes perfect, and they're wrong. Practice does not make perfect. Self-reflection makes perfect. If you don't identify your mistakes, you'll never get better, right? So a professional boxer will watch his fight back and see what he did wrong, see what he did right. So self-reflection is actually the key to performance.
I think most of you are afraid. Afraid of trying hard, afraid of failing, afraid of girls.
Hi, my name is...
Gay, bro.
What's the Matrix? A concert is the Matrix. Look at these people screaming, jumping up and down, looking at an artist they've already heard the song from 50,000 times, idolizing this person like they're Jesus. They can't even pay their own bills. Those are the people who have been completely psyoped by the slave mind. You are allowing yourself to be distracted with bread and circus garbage as your actual life and the things that matter crumble around you.
What actually upset me genuinely deep in my heart, because I have so little faith left for humanity, please understand, the second most watched movie is Ant-Man. Who the fuck is Ant-Man? Hi. This can't be real. This can't be a movie. Why is it number 2? Who is watching this? Now these kids are growing up and they want to do what? Ants? They want to be ants? That's it? That's everyone's fucking aspiration?
It is action to work. It is action to procrastinate. It is action to try. It is action to be lazy. There is no such thing as an action. It's just action positive, action negative. And they're all going to add up. God will watch, as will the universe. And they'll decide if you deserve jets like these. And if you were hungry, you would probably do more positive actions than negatives. And you'd be surprised how easy it is to win. If you never quit, if you never give up, if you never give in, you're gonna get exactly what you wanted. All you had to do is don't be a fucking coward. You are either a winner who dedicates himself, never gives up, continues to learn, does everything he knows he needs to do regardless of how he feels, or you're a loser who makes excuses and you stay invisible for the rest of human time. Make a choice. Everything is fake. You
are inside of the Matrix, Neo. Can you feel it? You are living in a dream. Do you not understand that you are living amongst ghosts and machines who have been trained to extract from you? You're one of the last people who hasn't worked it out. You're stuck inside of it. Easiest way for you to win in this modern world is to find and talk to real people. I was the most Googled man in the world. None of that matters anymore because online's all machines. It is for that reason I have my community called The Real World. Yes, it's online, but there are no AI bots inside. And we'll train you how to make machines that go out there in the internet and extract. You're either part of a community of real people who are extracting from the internet, or you're the person being extracted from. And you have to make a choice if you want to be stuck in the Matrix or escape. Everything is fake. You are inside of the Matrix, Neo. Can you feel it? You are living in a dream. Do you not understand that you are living amongst ghosts and machines who have been trained to extract from you? You're one of the last people who hasn't worked it out. You're stuck inside of it. Easiest way for you to win in this modern world is to find and talk to real people. I was the most Googled man in the world. None of that matters anymore because online's all machines. It is for that reason I have my community called The Real World. Yes, it's online, but there are no AI bots inside. And we'll train you how to make machines that go out there in the internet and extract. You're either part of a community of real people who are extracting from the internet, or you're the person being extracted from. And you have to make a choice if you want to be stuck in the Matrix or escape.
Good times don't last forever. Neither do the bad times. It's gonna come, it's gonna go. And you just have to be ready to ride the storm and enjoy it for what it is. And maybe when you go truly crazy, you can enjoy the bad times as much as you can enjoy the good times, because there's no light without dark. I don't know about you, but my brother and I, our best stories are being broke. If I buy a Lamborghini, I don't care. But if I buy a Lamborghini and then laugh about how I didn't have a car, now I want the car. There's no light without dark. There's no joy without pain.
You didn't try at all. I did it. With all of the pain I went through and all the problems I had, while also fighting and becoming a kickboxing world champion, I still managed to do it. You started at a higher bracket than me. You started from a middle income at home. You had food. I didn't have food and I was a world champion. How did you fail so massively?
The number one thing I will not do is talk to negative people. I don't want to hear, I don't care what your story is, I don't care what happened. If all you do is complain, you are not around me, because it is sticky. It's sticky to you, it's sticky to the universe, it leaves a residue. I don't want to hear it. Everyone around me is happy. And not only happy, we're the kind of people, if we're in a trench and we're getting shelled, we're laughing.
Yep.
We're like, missed! Woohoo! That's who we are.
You're never going to be a good man or good at being a man without pain and suffering. You're going to have to go through a bunch of shit and have a terrible life to become a good man. I think you should embrace that and accept it. And I think that the correct mental model for men to have is a degree of stoicism and not to be too concerned with even how they feel. If I woke up today happy, I would have done this interview with you. If I woke up today sad, I would have done this interview with you. What's the difference? Why put so much importance on my emotion if certain things must be done?
What actually upset me genuinely deep in my heart, because I have so little faith left for humanity, please understand, the second most watched movie is Ant-Man. Who fuck is Ant-Man?
Hi.
This can't be real! This can't be a movie! Why is it number 2? Who is watching this? Now these kids are growing up and they want to do what? Ants? They want to be ants? That's it? That's everyone's fucking aspiration?
The dream is not to have a Lambo. The dream is to have a mother who isn't worried about hospital bills. The dream is to be able to travel around the world because there's a place you want to see before you die. The dream is to not have that depression on a Sunday night because you have work on a Monday morning. The dream is to have a car that works, and if it breaks down, you can afford to pay it. That is the dream. And to achieve this dream, you do not have to go and die in a ditch in Ukraine. You do not have to climb Mount Everest. You have to open up a laptop and type, and you still fail.
Going to the gym is a search for truth, because you can either lift that bar or you can't. That is true or false. Your strength that you hold in your own human hand is true when you train yourself to become more capable and more deadly. That is a search for truth. Power that you feel inside of yourself is real.
There are people dying in a fucking ditch, bro.
It's true.
You're dying in a fucking ditch, and what do? You're sad about what? You ain't found the time to go to the gym. Why? You haven't worked on anything. You haven't dedicated yourself to anything. Why? Oh, I just don't feel like it. Well, you're a piece of shit. It's ungrateful to the universe. It's ungrateful to God himself to waste what he gives you. You want to talk about how you end up lucky. And I would argue that I'm a very lucky person. You know, on a long enough time frame, I can't think of a single time I've ever lost. It may look like I'm gonna lose, but in the end, I always seem to win.
You're not a quitter at all.
Bro, I'm not a quitter. I'm a fucking fighter. I will squirm to the last second. The reason it's so easy to win in the world today is because the majority of people are perfectly prepared to lose.
Yeah.
You just described. You have to wake up and you have to give a shit. You have to wake up and go, you know what? I'm responsible for my health, and I'm responsible for my finances, and I'm responsible for my family, and I'm responsible for the decisions I make, and I'm responsible for my work ethic, and I'm responsible for my motivation, and I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do to be monumentally wealthy.
Yeah.
And the reason it is so fucking easy is because most people can't do that. If everyone could do that, then to win would be hard. So I would hate for all the losers to start being winners, because then it's hard for winners to win.
Yeah.
And I still want to win against the winners.
Yeah.
But luckily, God has put us in this version of the simulation where it is so brutally easy to surpass everyone around us.
Yeah.
I look at people and just go, you haven't even fucking tried. It's like a race and the gun goes off and I start running as fast as I can. And I turn around and no one's even moved.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, I'll jog then. And I'm nearly done and no one's even moved. Then I start walking. Then I just lay down and just have a rest. And I look at the back of the finish line, the start line, and everyone's still standing there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like running. I'm not motivated. I'm stressed. I'm depressed. How there are people waking up each morning and not giving a shit about their own life?
Yeah.
Who do you expect to wake up and give a shit if you don't? Or even you or me? Do you think any of us wake up and go, John, I really need to get John a Ferrari. I really need to get John a Ferrari and a hot bitch and a nice big house. Today I'm gonna focus on John. No, we don't give a fuck. We'll help you if you're here to help, if you're here to be helped.
Now you care.
No,
you care about John.
No, the point is, if John cares about himself,
Then you'll be able to help
then I'll
him.
help him.
Yeah.
I've never in my life seen anyone who's determined to get something not get it. I've never seen somebody who is determined in their heart to get something not get it. The universe and God is so giving and providing. People think it's difficult out here. I disagree. I've never seen someone wake up and say, nah, this is all I care about. This is all I want. Not get it. Everyone who thought that way in fighting was a world champion. Everyone who thought that way about money was rich. I've never seen anyone fail. Bro, I've seen people with no credit score and no job determined to get an R8 manage to get one on finance somehow. I've seen it. If it's all you want, you're gonna get it.
And you need to get very comfortable and very used to the idea of understanding that on your path to greatness, there are going to be long periods of time where you hate what you are doing, where you are dissatisfied with the actions you must undertake, where you are tired, where you are stressed. That is why it is difficult. That is why most people won't make it. If the path was easy, everybody would walk it and it would lead nowhere. 100 people start the path, 99 fall off because it is difficult, and the one person who makes it to the end gets the gold. If all 100 made it to the end and the gold was divided by 100, it wouldn't even be worth anything. The difficulty gives it value. The fact that it is difficult to do is the key component into the fact you want it in the first place. If it wasn't difficult, everyone would have it and you wouldn't want it because no one would respect it. It's supposed to be hard. Life is supposed to be hard. You're supposed to think this is terrible. You're supposed to suffer and smile through the pain regardless. Discipline is the key to success in all realms as a man. And if you lack it, you stand no chance. You can give most people a roadmap to success. You can give them a Ferrari with a full tank of gas, and a lot of people still wouldn't make the destination because they would say the drive is too far away. Quitters, they don't have the discipline. You can tell them exactly how to do it. You can give them the mechanism to get there, but they don't have the discipline to complete the drive. Young people, a lot of men say to me, especially like, what's fun? And I'm saying, doing what you're supposed to do and fulfilling your duty and being proud of yourself is fun. That's the only fun you need. You don't need the fun of trying to chase all this garbage and this hedonism and this black hole. That doesn't lead anywhere.
Did you do that for a while?
For a while, yeah, certainly.
So did I.
You have to.
Yeah.
Until you get to a point where you realize, okay, this is never going to end. Am I going to continue to go down this path, or am I going to turn around and just skip it all?
Right.
Because it only ends badly. And I think that's also one of the problems with Western society, where the youth are obsessed with fun. If you look at other societies, the youth are not so obsessed with what's fun today. What's fun now? I need fun now. I'm bored. I want fun. You know, they're overstimulated, whatever it is. They're also selfish. They're also self-obsessed with how they feel. This teaching a whole society and teaching a large contingent of the youth that how they feel plays paramount over the world. If you feel sad, that's all that matters. Not, well, I feel sad, but it doesn't matter because I'm doing the right thing. I feel depressed or I feel stressed, but it doesn't matter because I'm dedicating myself. No. What matters is how you feel right now, which means they only want to be happy all the time. And if you're going to only chase happiness and you don't have any particular skills, you're going to end up just chasing hedonism, and this is where you end up. And it's insanity. I think one of the largest tenets of masculinity for the largest period of human time is ignoring how you feel and doing what you're supposed to do because you're supposed to do it. We feel things, but jobs must be done, whether we are happy or sad. And this is also disappearing from the world. I'm stressed probably 6 days a week. I'm pissed off 6 days a week, but things need to be done.
Right.
So you just have to do them. And when you have a whole contingent of the youth obsessed with only being happy, I think this is one of the largest reasons they can psy-up them so easily into doing insanity. And I guess it never used to be that way.
No, it was never that way.
So the question was, what's the problem for the average man today? What's the biggest problem? I think there's a whole host of problems. But what you have to do is frame it inside of your mind and understand that all of those problems are going to allow you, give you the fuel and the unlimited motivation that you need to become a successful and beautiful individual if you frame it in the right way. If you take a man and give him a life shielded from problems and he never has any to face, I guarantee you he's terrible at being a man. The best men in the world have gone through shit. That's why women love scars. They didn't kill you. That's the whole point of it, right? So the best thing you can do as a man is look and go, okay, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard. I feel negative because these are all so difficult. I'm struggling with X, Y, Z. Let me internalize all of that and turn it into a superpower. Let me become genuinely uncomfortable with my situation in life and go and fix things. Because like I said, the universe is absolutely and utterly very giving. And if you truly hated being in the position you were in, you wouldn't be there very long. Yeah. So I think that the number one problem with the world today and the biggest problem that men face isn't the problems themselves. It's just the way that they've been taught to mentally frame issues. People think when bad things happen to them that somehow they're a victim to the universe and bad things only happen to me and this is so terrible. They don't understand that bad things happen to everybody, and the most successful person you know had all those, probably maybe even worse, at least the same bad things happened to them. They just framed it differently and used it. That's the difference. So I don't pray for an easy life. I pray for a life of difficulty that allows me to become a better and better person. I pray to become more competent to handle problems. I pray to put myself in a position where if the mass media machine attempts its very best to destroy my life, I can laugh and smile from my villa in Dubai. This is who I pray to become. I don't pray that nobody hurts me. I pray to be able to fight. So it's just a different mentality.
Some people don't want to win. And the people who don't want to win are not going to win.
Yeah.
So when he sits and says, oh, we need to balance everything out, you cannot legislate everyone rich. You cannot make a loser have what a winner has, because winners are busy winning.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line of it.
Right.
The truth is, you need to instill a culture inside of young people that, and he says, and people say this, not everyone wants to be a hustler. Not everyone wants to have to go out there and grind. Yeah, but some people do. The world's not a perfect place. There's a lot of men out there, especially in the world today, who only want to do things because they feel a certain way, not understanding that that doesn't make them competitive anymore. The biggest question I get asked all the time is, hey, I lack motivation. And it's an annoying question to me because so do I sometimes. I don't always feel motivated to go to the gym. I don't always feel motivated to work. I don't always feel motivated to do what I need How do I make money? Don't know. Where can I get some cash? Don't know. What work can I do? Don't know. Oh, I'll just go for a run then. And I'll just go for 3-mile run or go hit the punch bag and get better.
This resonates so deeply, man. This is exactly what I did.
That's exactly. You just have to say, well, I have to do something. I can't just sit still and die.
The idea of self-betrayal is something most of you are struggling with and you didn't even realize. So as a thought experiment, we're going to sit here and I want you to actually think about it. How many times have you doubted yourself? How many times have you didn't feel like doing something you knew you were supposed to do? How many times has your mind tricked you into procrastination or being lazy? How many times has your mind convinced you that it was okay to fail and lose even though you didn't try your best? How many times have you sought comfort in excuses? How many times have you betrayed yourself? Don't worry about your enemies attempting to crush you. That's another conversation. If you actually analyze most of your failures, you're going to see the majority of them come from self-sabotage. And once you're in a position like me where you never betray yourself, where your mind never lets you down, ever. My mind knew exactly what I had to do. I did not miss a single day's training. I did not lose my mind. I did not go mental. I did not have a breakdown. I acted exactly as I was supposed to act. I was fully professional in all things. I got as much work done as I could possibly do. I was extremely productive. I used the experience for what it was. My mind never betrayed me. If you listen and look back on most of your failures, you're going to see that it was your own mind that betrayed you. It wasn't your enemies that tricked you. It wasn't your enemies that outmaneuvered you or outsmarted you. Most of you are not yet at high enough echelon to even have enemies of caliber.
There are no shortcuts. There's no magic formula. You know, I got asked this the most when I was fighting. I'd beat somebody up in sparring, and they'd say to me, man, why do you keep beating me? Because I work harder than you and I'm better than you. Yeah, but what should I do different? There's nothing I can say to you that's going to stop me beating you. If I could just say a few words and you listen to them and then I couldn't beat you up anymore, then training would be pointless. Working would be pointless. The world doesn't work that way. I beat you up because I am better than you, and I am better than you because I worked harder than you. There's no shortcuts in life. I don't know why everyone's obsessed with shortcuts. It's this new generation of fucking losers. Success comes from working absolutely every single day. It's exactly the same with anything in life. Doesn't matter if you want to be strong in the gym, doesn't matter if you want to be an amazing fighter, good at guitar, or if you want to be successful inside of the real world. You are only going to be successful if you turn up and you work every single day. All I do is work every single day. Why do you think you're better than me? You think you're more qualified than me? If I have to work every single day, Andrew Tate has to work every single day to be successful, but me, Joe Schmo, Mr. Nobody, I don't have to work every single day. Turn up, follow the lessons, listen to your professors, do the AMAs. If you have a question, ask the community, and I guarantee you success. The only people who don't make money inside the real world are people who quit. I can't help quitters. Nobody can help a quitter. God can't help a quitter. God could give you a plan and said you can have everything you've ever desired if you follow this plan. If you quit halfway through the plan, you're not going to have what you desired. God himself cannot turn a quitter into a somebody. And I am certainly not as powerful as God. So nobody can do it if you are a quitter. If you don't work and you quit, you are going to fail. If you do exactly what we tell you to do and you work hard and you actually try, you're going to be successful. So the question is, do you want it or not? There's no shortcuts. If you want to beat me in sparring, you're going to have to come and train harder than I trained. And you have to dedicate yourself for as long as I have. And if you want to be rich, you're going to have to do exactly as we tell you to do. Don't ask any more stupid questions. I don't want to hear it. It's asinine. It hurts my brain. Losers lose because they quit. If you are indefatigable and you never quit, I will guarantee you success. The choice is yours.